So yeah, great news for the new year. Tango Gameworks, who was folded by Xbox, is now back under the name Tango, Tango Gameworks Inc. Not that different, then is it? Anyway, I'm going to get into it now. This is from reading from pushsquare.com. Okay. To avoid becoming jaded, we are choosing to think this year will be different for the video game industry. Never mind the tens of thousands of layoffs in development and publishing last year are likely to have ongoing and systematic implications for many more to come. Yeah, I would say the as far as the layoffs, the thousands of layoffs, and obviously there's going to be more to come. I think Matt from Your Video Games talked about this, and I think he was kind of on point on when he said when the lockdown happened, um, a big part of the reason most likely would have been the lockdown and when the when they were taking on so many like far too many of people on, and then they had to end up when the lockdown was over, and then it wasn't sustainable to keep them all on. Even though, don't get me wrong, game publishers are greedy bastards. I'm not going to defend them in any way. I mean, it's just like it's never enough for them. But anyway, but I won't say not all game publishers are like that, because I mean, believe it or not, I mean Nintendo didn't lay off anyone, and they were affected by the lockdown. And I didn't even know that. I was like, it's really odd that Nintendo was the only one that didn't lay off anyone. Anyway, sorry about getting sidetracked. We want to focus on the single silver lining and remain positive. Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks has risen from the flames like a phoenix, and under Krafton will live again, this time as Tango Gameworks Inc. Tango was unceremoniously axed by Xbox, alongside other Bethesda studios, Korean publisher Krafton of pubg fame. Again, the Koreans. I'm telling you, this year, well, last year, excuse me, the last year I think was just the beginning as far as the Korean video game industry basically rising up. I think they're gonna make a serious impact. I don't even think we've even begun to see anything yet, and it's the same with Chinese developers as well, and I suppose you could say Taiwanese as well. Is like it's going to get really competitive, and it's going to get really interesting to see what games are going to be coming out. Anyway, um, Krafton worked behind the scenes to preserve the Tokyo-based team in a year filled with stories of studio closures, sorry about that, redundancies, furloughs. This was one of the few we covered that achieved something like a positive outcome. The only two that is obviously not going to be back for Tango Gameworks is obviously going to be that Shinji Mikami, obviously, because he was the first one that left, and that Japanese woman who was famously on the Bethesda um, showcase that one summer. I forgot which one, and she left after Shinji Mikami did. Someone tell me in the comments on her name, but as far as I'm aware, those two are going to be the two that obviously are not going to be back for Tango Gameworks. Anyway, excuse me, on X, Tango announced the happy news, blessing the timeline with some positivity. Krafton seemingly doesn't expect Hi-Fi Rush 2 even to turn a profit, keeping the team alive for the love of the game and its future promise. Presumably, you'll love to see it. It says here, and this is from their Twitter. This says a new start. Tango Gameworks Studio has been reborn as Tango Gameworks Inc., proudly joining Krafton Inc. We're excited to continue crafting games that bring joy to players around the world. Thank you for your continued support as we embark on this new journey. Um, Sidetrack. Does anyone still play PUBG? Let me know in the comments because if there is, I doubt it that there's going to be as many. I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Does anyone still play um PUBG? Um. Anyway. Yeah, this is great news, and it was for Hi-Fi Rush 2. It was good that a second one is going to end up coming out because the first one was just completely Xbox's fault because they just shadow dropped it. They put no advertising, they put no um ads out whatsoever to build up the fact that hey, this fun game is coming out. They just shadow dropped it out of nowhere, and then it just didn't end up selling enough to Microsoft's projections. Then let's say, but the thing is, all of this you could just blame. A big part of the blame goes on the Activision deal because they spent so much money on that deal, and they pretty much didn't end up getting what they truly wanted out at that deal. Because really, when you think about it, that guy who's one of the people who's obviously Phil Spencer's boss, pretty much said that games are going to be coming to PlayStation and it's going to be and to other platforms, and there's going to be a lot more of them in the future. So, and obviously they couldn't have Call of Duty just be on Xbox because that just was not going to happen. Um, so basically, in the end, Xbox just kicked themselves in the balls by releasing Hi-Fi Rush as a shadow drop. Um, I haven't played Hi-Fi Rush. I probably might try it out, but it's good to know that Tango Gameworks is not is gonna live on. And the thing is, the thing that's so really stupid about this whole thing is about Evil Within. Evil Within. Why does Microsoft want to keep the IP of that? Because to be honest, I don't think there's going to be I don't think there's going to be anyone that's going to be able to do Evil Within as good as Tango Gameworks potentially did, to be honest. Even if there's an Evil Within 3, I mean, who the hell from their Microsoft Studios is going to do it? And just because the new just because Krafton doesn't own the Evil Within franchise, the IP, it doesn't mean to say that they can't make a similar game to it because you easily can. So if anything, it was just like um, in this case, Microsoft pretty much lost in this case, and yeah, they closed them down, and then and then they rose back up. So you know what, a great start, a good story that came out of it. So hopefully some good games come out of Tango Gameworks. It's not going to be for a while, but you know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.